guys talking about?
Oh, hey, which scary movie do you suggest Dia to watch?
I recommend Dia to watch Maenak.
Who is she?
Oh, maenak, right? I know. Have you ever heard about maenak? I can tell you the story. We can go to Mahabut Temple together. You wanna go?
Yeah, okay, let's go.
Hey, you guys, may I go with you? Let's join us. Here we go.
The Legend of Maenak Prakano.
The story begins in the mid-1800s, when a beautiful young woman named Na was wedded to her beloved Mark. The happy couple built a house beside the Prakanong River south of Bangkok, which would have been a luxury forested area back then. Not long after Na realized she was pregnant, Mark was sent off to fight in war. As Mark was treated for a battle wound some months later, and no doubt longing to see his wife, Na struggled to deliver her first child. The labor lasted hours upon hours, and Na suffered with a horrific pain caused by complications. In the end, neither Na or the baby survived. They returned as spirits, and waiting for Mark to return. Finally, they got back together as a family again. But little did Mark know that his beautiful wife and newborn child were ghosts. Before long, villagers took notice of how Mark believed he was living with his wife and child, whom he thought were alive and well, and he shouted angrily at those who attempted to tell him the truth. Yet, that was nothing compared to what Mark did to them, terrorizing the villagers and killing anyone who so much as talked to Mark. Before long, Mark was isolated from his old friends and family, and it was then that he saw the truth for himself. As she powdered the curry paste inside the house, Nak dropped a lemon on the ground below, not knowing that her husband had returned from the forest at the very moment. She used her ghostly power to stretch out her arm to pick up the lemon without moving the rest of her body. That night, Mark told her that he was going outside to pee. Instead, he ran away. The Nag chasing him to a nearby temple, Mahabut. Mark took a refuge with the resident monks inside the temple sacred ordination hall. Maenak hovered outside while calling Mark to come back to her in a desperate wail that resounded throughout the entire village as her despair gave way to fury. Nak wreaked havoc on the village without restraint. A shaman used his power to capture Maenak's spirit in clay jar. He then threw it into the river, banishing her to the murky depths for what was supposed to be eternity. Finally, Maenak accepted to stop killing because a monk promised her that in her next life she would live again with her husband. Nowadays, Thai people still believe in the story of Maenak Prakanong.
And now we're here at Mahabut Temple. Okay, let's go inside and learn about Thai culture.
Mahabut Temple, one of the 887 temples in Bangkok, is located in Prakanong, in eastern Bangkok. In 1762, 5 years before the fall of Ayutthaya, a monk visited the villagers in Prakanong. As the village did not have a temple, the villagers invited the monk to stay. They built a temple and named it Mahabut Temple.
Okay, this is the end of our trip. If you would like to come to Mahabut Temple, please go to on Route Soi 7.
So after we got back from the temple, we would like to add more information about Thai culture. Dia will tell you about religions of Buddhism and A will tell you about greeting of Thai people. Let's go to ask them. Hello Dia, can you tell me about religions of Thai Thai people.
Okay. Much of Thai culture come from the ethics of Thai people. One of the most important culture has been Buddhism. Buddhism teach us to believe in sin and karma. Many of tradition and belief of the people in Thailand directly from the Buddhism. A. How about greeting of Thai people?
Greeting of Thai people is why. Why is a common form of Thai people. By raising your hand together, the palm join along with the finger, and put on the chest and touch any part of the body between chest and your forehead like this. The person who junior in age or status have to why the person who senior first, and the person who senior want to accept the why, they will put the hand on the chest like this. And why can be represent many meanings such as thank you, greeting, or goodbye.
Bye bye.